This is the Padua Podcast Network.
A clear plastic bag, and on one side it had the papers that I had to sign, and in the other side were all the testing stuff and a pen. And I got to keep the pen. That's a really good thing about it. Got to keep the pen. Running a Fever, episode 270. I got a COVID test. Welcome to Running a Fever. My name's Michael Davis. This is a podcast about fitness, diet, and medicine. And my goal is to live a long, healthy, happy, active life. And that's what I want for you too. So if that's your goal as well, then you're in the right place. Today, I'm just going to tell you about what happened this week. First of all, let's just say I want to say that I actually worked out this morning. I got up a little bit early. I got on the bike for just a little while, and I'm going to try to keep that up. I've talked about how things in my area are pretty bad COVID-wise. They've gotten worse, and so I'm not going to the gym, not going out walking. Probably could do that. I probably could walk and be okay and not be concerned about it. I have walked with a mask, but it's also, the walking thing is also my feet. You know, I've still got problems with my feet. But I got to do something. I can't just keep sort of waiting to get better because it's kind of an endless cycle. My weight is part of the problem with my feet. So last week, I started feeling some of the COVID symptoms. I got nausea, and I was feeling really, really fatigued. I mean, middle of the afternoon, I'd gotten like 7-8 hours of sleep the night before, and I was completely exhausted. And I don't know why. I still don't know why. But those kind of symptoms, and, you know, I mean, when I start thinking about it, I think of more symptoms. Well, you know, maybe I got a few body aches here, kind of a headache, but it's not really. Those are not it's not really a COVID symptom. But there's so many, and it's so vague that, you know, it's pretty easy to fit into a couple of those at some point in your life, right? So after all this time, finally had at least 2 of them, and I said, well, not going to hurt to get tested, right? It's pretty easy to get tested. What I did in particular, I went on, I don't know if I went on Google. I just went to Walgreens. I probably was just looking at CVS or Walgreens, see which was closer. And I signed up on the website. They got it all. It's all on the website. You schedule it. You put in your insurance information, and they give you a time. So my time, it took 2 days to get an appointment. So I called in I set it up on Tuesday. And then my appointment was on Thursday. Here's how it went. They tell you to roll up and leave your window rolled up until they tell you to roll it down. And then you present your information. But actually, they already had the information. They just had to see my ID to make sure I was who I said I was. And you go through the drive-through. It's like the regular pharmacy drive-through. And, of course, they can't hear you when you're behind the window, so you're trying to talk to them. So you immediately have to roll the window down. There's no real waiting for that. But, and then, you got to sign a couple forms. One is the Privacy Act thing, and you get to keep one and give them back the form. They give me this, you know, put it through the thing, the little drawer that comes out. A clear plastic bag, and on one side it had the papers that I had to sign, and in the other side were all the testing stuff and a pen. And I got to keep the pen. That's a really good thing about it. Got to keep the pen. Got to keep the pen. So what they give you is a swab that's one of those individually wrapped swabs. So it's in plastic, and you have to open it up. And what you do is you just stick it up your nose and kind of twirl it around in circles and around the sides and stuff. And then you put it in this tube. It's got a little liquid in it. and that's like a screw off, or it's a vial of some kind. You put the whole swab in there, and then you put the top back on. You put it back in the clear plastic bag, and you give it back to them, and that's it. And you already entered your email and stuff online, and they just email you. And I got tested 11:45 on Thursday, and I got my test results sometime between 10 and 11 p.m. Sunday night. So they are kind of working around the clock on this stuff. It's it wasn't the government or Walgreens or anything. It was like this contracting company that's doing all this stuff. But yeah, and didn't cost me anything. They'll charge the insurance, but didn't cost me any thing out of pocket at that time. So that's how it went. Oh, yeah, I haven't told you the results yet. The result was negative, and I don't think I'm going to publish the result, but it looks like a lab report. They send you a lab report. It's got all this lab stuff, medical stuff on it, and then there's another simplified form that you get. But basically, it says negative result, then you're okay. Now, if it says positive, I don't know, because I didn't get positive this time. Maybe I will in the future. I hope not, but we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I wanted to just kind of share that experience and let you know how easy it is to get a test and how that process works. So if you do have some of those symptoms, and you can easily find them by putting it in Google, COVID symptoms, and you'll get them right away. But some of them are, persistent headaches, persistent cough, persistent runny nose, body aches, fatigue, nausea, and there's probably some others too. Trouble breathing. Some of them you need to go to the hospital. I mean, if you have something serious, you need to go to the hospital. But otherwise, get tested for COVID. That way you can help be safe. Anyway, well, that's it. And I hope this has been beneficial for you. And if you got the fever, keep it. And if you don't, go get it. And I'll talk to you next time on Running a Fever.